Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal metal god, and your god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Saturday afternoon video. Right here on the main channel, once again, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there. You know where it is, in hell, otherwise known as my pants. So subscribe to this channel and my other channels. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments because you will get banned to the shadow realm where Satan will eat your soul. So please do not do that. Respect my channel and my rules, and if you can't follow rules, then you should not be on the internet. And that's that. Want to do that shit? Go to your dead channel that nobody cares about, and go do it on your dead channel. Because you ain't gonna do it on my channels, so kiss my ass. And if you don't liked it, then go cry to somebody. And that's pretty much it. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face because you're SOL, and you know what that means. And if you don't know, look it up. And that's all I gotta say about that. And if you're brand new here, if you're just floating around YouTube, or you come around my channel and you're here for the very first time, you've never seen my channel before in your life, and you're thinking about subscribing, please do. And hit that bell for more, and most importantly, subscribe. And when you do subscribe, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab yourself a nice cold one like this one, or whatever you're gonna drink. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And like I said, if you like it, great. You don't, fuck off and get out of here. Because we don't like obsessed stalkers. We don't like all these other jerks. And that's pretty much it. You don't like us, you don't like me, then simply block me and move on. But if you have such a problem with that, you need to be forced to block me and never come to my channels ever again. Maybe you need your eyes plucked out of your body. And other stuff like that. Excuse me. But like I said, if you like the video, great. And if you're here for the first time and you like the video and you want more, hit that bell. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you want, leave a comment. But don't leave, like I said, don't leave stupid comments. Because you will get blocked. Even if you are subscribed to me, you will be blocked. But thank you for the free view anyway. That's that. Alright, it is Saturday, April the 26th, 2025. Couple days left of the month. We're finishing up the final weekend of of April. Not even at July yet, but in a few days we'll begin the great month of May with May flowers. Well, we'll see about that. We're about a month away from the unofficial start of summer. That's Memorial Day weekend, which is going to be epic, hopefully, for some of us here in the United States and wherever you may be. So, like I said, we got about a month to go for that. A couple weeks away from Mother's Day. Be nice to your mama. And if not, fuck you. And, that's that. And then we'll after Memorial Day weekend, we're a couple weeks away from the official start of summer. And it's going to be well, depending on where you might live, it might be a hot summer. But the summer is almost officially here. About another month and about almost 2 months away from the start of summer and my vacation in the end of July. And I do have a mini vacation, a weekend vacation coming up in August, the weekend after SummerSlam. And then after that, pretty much smooth sailing all the way until the end of the year. Whether I be here or not, that remains to be seen. But we'll see what happens with that. But by the time we hit Labor Day weekend, my work schedule is going to be changing back to a the way it was before, because it's a little bit busy now. And then when I hit back September, go back in well, after Labor Day, let's just say after Labor Day, it gets back to a normal schedule, and pretty much I don't have to change for like another year or so, but I do have to accumulate my vacation time, so, and I got a lot of it, so I'm gonna take about 5 days off in the end of July, and then 3 more days in August. So basically a 8-day vacation. That's how much I really got like 10 days of vacation. So I'm gonna take 2 days of staycation. That's that. But so it might be a couple more days in August. Probably like near the end of August, I might take a couple of days off just to recharge the battery and not do anything. But like I said, I'll be here. I will be here throughout the rest of the year. Throughout most of the rest of the year. Pretty much as it stands right now, I should be good. Pretty much all through the summer. August is a little bit of a tricky right now. I mean, I have to see what's happening. What's happening with when I can take my when I'm actually. With my mini vacation, and because gotta save up, because I already have my vacations already paid for, so that was very expensive. So I got that. So I'm trying to save up for my mini vacation in August, and then maybe we'll see what happens as we get to Labor Day weekend. I might go. I doubt I'm gonna go away for Labor Day weekend because we got Clash in Paris. On that Sunday, because Labor Day is on a Monday, so, and all out for AEW is September, is on the first Sunday of September, which is the start of the NFL season. So, we'll see what happens between now and September. Right now it's April 26th, so we got a long way to go before we even hit Labor Day weekend. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Move on with our lives and all that shit. But hope everybody's having a great weekend. Rainy, cloudy, bleh. Here in the Northeast today. It's going to be thundering later tonight. And then, tomorrow's going to be windy, a little bit chilly. But next weekend here in the Northeast, oh boy, the first weekend, unofficial weekend of May, 52 degrees. We had 75 yesterday, close to 80-degree weather. And now it's going to be May the 3rd, or May the 4th, be with you. 52 degrees? Huh? 52 in May? You don't rarely see that, but by the time we hit Cinco de Mayo, back up to about 67-degree weather. And then hopefully by the time we get to Memorial Day weekend, we're getting close to around 80, 85-degree weather, and then we're talking about summertime weather, like 80s and 90s, with hopefully less humidity, but, we'll see what happens with that. And we move on, but lots of things going on between now and the summer, with me specifically, and the missus, of course, and other things going around with work, and that's that, but take it one day at a time, ladies and gentlemen. That's that. Alright. Like I said, hope everybody's having a great Saturday. If not, well, hope you have a better tomorrow, or a better Sunday, and a better week ahead, the final week of April. NFL Draft is finishing up today. The final rounds are in the, what round we're in? We're in round 6 now of the NFL Draft. Got about 2.5 more hours of this godforsaken draft, because it's 7 rounds. And for the New York teams, the Giants have had a great draft. Abdul Carter, they got Cam Scatabo. They're a big time running back that the Niners were actually looking at. No, but not that we needed a running back. They did get a running back in the 5th round, Jordan James. Pretty much not going to play unless he's going to be like an emergency running back to Kyle Juszczyk and CMC 23 McCaffrey. But I mean, that's that. But like I said, the Giants have had a pretty good draft. That's, whether it gets them to the playoffs this coming season, who knows? But they got Carter. They got a couple of guys. They got a new quarterback. Not that they need more quarterbacks. Like I said, they got Scattaboo. I don't even know how you pronounce his name. I care less. They got Cam Scatabo. They got a guy the Niners really needed, I think it was an offensive lineman or guard, Embo. And, Giants traded up to get him, kind of snatched him away from possibly going to the Niners, but, he didn't go. With that, and as far as the Jets go, they got a pretty decent draft. They got people, positions they kind of needed, really got mostly defensive line help, because their defense is garbage. It's good under Robert Saleh, was good, but, and, now that Steve Wilks, the former guru of the Niners, taking over from Robert Saleh, made the Niners pretty good. Not great, but decent. Now he's on the Jets to see, what he can do. But, like I said, they got a lot of defensive guys. On the offensive line, not much to kind of protect Justin Fields. And he got 2-year contract, $30 million guaranteed. Like he's going to be the freaking franchise quarterback of the Jets. I don't even think the Jets are going to make the playoffs this coming season. It's been a long time since the Jets have made the playoffs. A long time. 12, 13 years at least. It's insane. But, got a new coach, new defensive guy, new offensive coordinator, I think, too. Jets are like a rebuilding team right now, and I don't think they're going to go anywhere in the AFC East with Justin Fields and company. You got to go through, Buffalo had a draft, not that they needed a lot of people, but, Dolphins got a ton of defense, but, you have that. Patriots got a few decent people in the draft, and then you got the, you got the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets didn't really do much, but the Jets want to win the AFC East. They got to really go through pretty much the Bills and the Dolphins. I don't see that happening for many years, so who knows? But you got that. But, Giants look pretty good this year, so I have to give a golf clap to the Giants and all you fans out there. But that's that. But as far as the Niners go, it's been pretty much a defensive draft. It's been the Robert Saleh draft. Every round has been defense. Not that we need defense. I mean, we do need secondary. We got two safeties. We got one in the 5th round. The Niners had no picks until the final round. Got 3 picks in the final round. Not that it matters because there's not that many good players left. There's a kicker on the board. Oh, John Lynch, you think you need to get a kicker? Because Moody ain't gonna do shit this year. I don't know why he's still on the team. Still need offensive linemen. It's insane. They got Upton Stout as a safety. They got another safety in the 5th round. Got another defensive lineman. Why? And then they finally, in the 5th round, I think it was the 5th round, they drafted a wide receiver. Not that we need more wide receivers, but, we got Jennings, we got Purcell, we got Ayuk. So, maybe a wide receiver, that's an emergency guy, maybe be on the practice squad, who knows. With that, and then they drafted a running back, Jordan James, in the 5th round. Like I said, probably be a backup to McCaffrey and maybe Juszczyk, but Niners need a guard. They need a tackle. They need, they need basically a new offensive line. Because if you're going to go in with two guys who are great on the offensive line, which is Trent Williams and Dominic Puny, who they got last year in the draft, and you still got McKivitz, I really want gone. And I don't know why John Lynch and Kyle and Jed York are keeping this guy. And Moody. Why? But if they don't draft anybody, they can get somebody off the street, and a big fat guy off the street. It's like, hey, you want to play for the Niners? Good. You're an offensive lineman. Oh, okay. What do I gotta do? Block! Block for Brock Purdy. That's all you gotta do. But who knows who the Niners are gonna get in the final round. They got, like I said, 3 picks in the final round. They gotta get an offensive lineman somehow. At least get a guard or a tackle. Maybe get a kicker if they're still on the board, if there's any left on the board. But anyway, next year's draft is gonna be probably the most talked about draft. Lots of people coming out in the draft next year. And I think next year the Niners are going to go berserk, hopefully. Depending on where they go in the draft, depending on how the season goes. But, coming off 6 and 11, getting a decent pick at number 11, Michael Williams, a defensive guy. I was hoping for an offensive lineman at number 11, but obviously not. And like I said, the Niners draft have been... If I had to give it a grade, I'd give it a C-, because we didn't need all this defensive help besides secondary help. But, Robert Staley's going to mold these guys, and some of these guys have been pretty good in college, so... And it looks like, the Niners defense might be the run-stopping machine that it used to be. But, we'll see. But like I said, that offensive line is weak as fuck. And if you got guys like McKivitz who can't block for shit, Brock Purdy's going to be, he's a great scrambler, per se. He can use his legs, but, you can't protect the pocket, so Brock can throw down the field, as he's basically jumping and throwing it. Then you got no offensive line. And if you have 2 great players in Puny and Trent Williams, that's it. You got nothing. So I don't know if they're gonna get anybody in the draft in the final round, or there's gonna be some trades. Who knows? But the Niners go in with this type of the same fucking offensive line. Besides the wide receiver core and the running back core, I don't see them going anywhere. I just think the defense is going to have to carry them to possibly the Super Bowl, if they get there. They do have an easy as fuck schedule. There is no reason why the Niners cannot win at least 10 to 12 games on this schedule. There is no reason they should lose. They should even, at most, they should have 4 or 5 losses. 4 or 5 at most. Maybe, the losses will probably come in the division again. With the Seahawks! The Cardinals and the Rams are getting back to being good again. The same thing with the Cardinals getting, more depth in their defense and, behind Kyle Murray and everything. We'll see what happens with that. Well, Taco's pick is in at 186. I don't care about the fucking Ravens. He's happy. He got a couple good picks. I seen some of his reactions. Couple people on the team good. I think they needed some defense. But the Ravens got a selection now, so who cares? Blah, 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 blah. Who are these people? They're from the island of Samoa? Acknowledge your tribal chief! Oh, sorry. No. They're not. Alright, who's the pick already? Stop talking. All right, they got a kick. Oh, wow. The kicker that I was actually thinking the Niners might get. Tyler Whoop from Arizona. 6'1", 190-pound kicker. You don't see many big, beefy kickers in the league. I mean, college, too. But his career long was 62 yards, so... You're talking, you need a kick. Do you really need a kicker? The Niners needed a kicker. This guy, I would have loved to have this guy. If he could kick 62 yards, he's like the next Robbie Gould. I'm just saying. Because there's no way in hell that a douchebag like fucking Jake Moody could ever kick a 62-yard field goal. Even if you inject him with steroids, he wouldn't kick 62 yards. No way. There is no freaking way. No freaking way that Jake Moody would ever kick a 62-yard field goal. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Get him out. Fuck McKivitz. Get him out. Niners have no offensive line, and if they don't get anybody in the draft on the offensive line, it's going to be a long season again with that offensive line for the Niners. For this year and probably next year, depending on, like I said, depending on how the season goes, and if they get a top 10 pick, I would say go offensive line, no matter what. Don't give me no more defense. First pick of the draft, 2026, they get a fucking defense. Why? How much more defense do you need? I know defense wins championships, technically. But, I mean, how much more defense do you actually need? I'm just saying. Alright, moving on. Alright, enough about the NFL draft. Let's get to some wrestling, which is like another great sport. Yes, wrestling is a sport. Not entertainment, it's a sport. It does entertain us, but it's a sport. And I proved that with receipts. A long time ago. But anyway, we got Collision coming up later tonight, around 8:30. Check your local listings for that, because we got the NBA playoffs on TNT. My DVR says 8:30, so give or take, around 8:30 Collision will be on the air. It's taped already, so... Not a great episode. I did see the spoilers. Not great episode of Collision tonight, but what are you gonna do? I don't know about. Next week is to be determined, because actually, let me see. Let me go to my DVR. Let me go to my timers. Okay, let's go to Collision. I only have for tonight, so I don't have nothing for next week. So I don't know if it's going to be a Collision next week, depending on the playoffs, of course. So, but I'll probably say something tonight on the program or on Dynamite this Wednesday night. What happens with Collision this coming next weekend, I should say. We do know that next Friday, actually this coming Friday, not next Friday, this coming Friday, Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor 19. So that should be good. I will talk about TNA Ring of Honor maybe a little bit later tonight, or most likely tomorrow. Because I do got to do NXT, I got to do Collision as well, so I'll try to get all the videos in this weekend. So stay tuned, hit that bell, so when those videos go up, you see it. That's that. Alright. But let's talk about last night's epic fucking Smackdown after Mania. Oh. Woo! So it is time for your late and out of date epic WWE Smackdown after Mania review. For last night, April the 25th, 2025. The Smackdown after Mania. Oh, an amazing show. Main event, TLC match for those SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, taking on the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, taking on DIY, Johnny Wrestling, and the Psycho Killer, Mr. Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, still talking about that match today on social media. Just amazing match. Match of the year for WWE right now. Not match of the year in general, I mean, it's up there, but I say right now it's in at least the top 5. Well, of this year for AEW, TNA, New Japan. What did I say? AEW, TNA, New Japan. And you think about NXT too, but this kind of coincide with WWE. But anyway. But amazing main event. And that's that. We had a women's United States title match. We'll talk about Zelina Vega in a little bit. And her husband, Aleister Black, makes his re-debut in WWE. Talk about him in a little bit. And a whole lot more as we're on the road to Backlash 2 weeks from tonight. That's May 10th for you dumb people at home. And then we got that. Alright. So Smackdown emanated from the Dickies Arena. No dicks were there unless you're a guy named Dick or Richard. But anyway, emanating from the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Scared them Cowboys that night. Alright, our commentary team every Friday night. Man who needs to do better commentary, especially for re-debuts. Joe Tessitore and my good friend, maybe yours too, he's got some bad news. Weed Bennett. And Joe, I got some bad news for you. Your commentary sucks, bro. Pretty much. I mean, when Aleister Black made his re-debut in WWE, and that segment with The Miz comes out, the lights go out, Code Orange comes in, it's a remix version. Thankfully they kept it, but it's remix, it's fine, but still. As long as he didn't get Death Rebelled, I got worried. But he makes his debut, right? Comes out with the same NXT entrance. You know, comes up from like the depths of hell. And you just see Joe Tessitore like, oh, what a great kick that was. He's using his MMA career. I'm like, where's the passion? Where's the, oh my god, Black Mass! The fuck is that? He's just using his fucking kick. Joe, what the fuck, dude? That's why you can't get these guys that from the MMA like Jimmy Smith. I mean, at least he showed some passion when there was like a big return or debut from NXT or some shit like that. Joe Tessitore, rarely you see him go berserk. But I mean, Aleister Black comes back, and you don't even give him. I mean, the fans don't even give him a pop, which is surprising. Like, Joe Tessitore on commentary doesn't even bother to say, oh my god, he's back, he's Aleister Black! We haven't seen him in years! I mean, get Joe Tessitore out. You know, Hunter, I've said this for years. Give me a call! You too, Hickenbottom. I mean, Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry. Me and Joe Cronin need to get signed to WWE or AEW or TNA. I mean, I'll do New Japan too. I don't care. Mr. Obadi-san! Give me a call, my friend. I'll do indie work too. I don't care. Any indie promotion that needs a commentator, hit me up on on social media. My Twitter and Instagram are down below. You have to be a real promoter, not no fake fucking shit. So, but you know, I'll do commentary. I'll even set up the ring. I don't give a shit. Unless I'm getting paid. I'm paid handsomely. Don't give me like $20 just to set up the fucking ring. I'm like, $20? That's like, I can just go to Burger King and get me a meal for $20. Come on. You gotta pay me more than that. I mean, times that by 100. Not even 100, 1,000. You gotta pay me more than that. I'm not talking about hundreds. I'm talking about, well, indie promotions, I'd be fine between 200 and 500 a show, but it's fine, but I don't even know how much commentators make in the indies. I might have to ask around. I do know a few people, but not that guy that does horrible commentary for House of Glory. You know him, you love him, Jerry. I like Soul Monster. I know he does commentary for House of Glory. Is way better than JD, but you know, maybe I'll leave a comment on the comment on one of his videos and say, hey, how much you make for House of Glory doing commentary? How much you make on the payroll? You know, probably more than JD gets. Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? All the money that JD makes is from, you know, all these fake subscribers giving out their money to him, and from sponsors. Not that he uses any of it. He sponsors Blue Chew that you think he really needs it. You know, he does need it because he has because he can't get any pussy except from his cat. Well, he doesn't have a cat anymore now. I wonder why. But that's another story for another time. But I digress. I mean, I don't need Blue Chew because I get it. I don't have that problem with the ladies, especially you know who. But you know, I'll sponsor Blue Chew. I'll sponsor the Men's Warehouse. I'll sponsor Pepsi. I'll sponsor whatever. You know, I'm just saying. As long as I get free stuff. I'll sponsor the WWE if they give me, you know, free tickets and free VIP, you know, go to the press conference and shit. Well, that's better questions than the Marks in the IWC. Well, not Issa per se, but, you know, Issa asks at least some good questions because she's great at it. Way better than the people, some people. Just saying. It's just like between Denise Salcido, Issa, Emily from she did do F4W Online, I think. I don't forget what she's affiliated with. Anyway, and a certain few in the IWC that are good journalists and good podcasters and shit. I'm not saying I'm great, but I'll ask the hard-hitting questions, and if I get laughed at, I don't give a shit. Just let me talk to Roman, you know. Say, my tribal chief, I acknowledge you. I'll ask him, you know, some pertinent questions that are on topic, you know, not off topic shit. You know, talk to Hunter. Like, hey, Hunter! It's been a while. Not. Like, I'm finally here! So, how's Stephanie, Oh, wait a minute, what? No, I wouldn't ask him that. I would ask him, like, you know, what's going on, you know, going on in the world of wrestling, you know. I was like, hey, Hunter, I mean, you have NXT Battleground going head-to-head with another promotion's pay-per-view. I mean, I don't want to start controversy or anything, but, you know, do you see competition in the world of professional wrestling, or, you know, and then Hunter be like, oh, that's a stupid question. I don't see any competition. I'm like, sure. You're trying to one-up AEW every fucking week. Hunter, how come you've been talking about a show in Mexico? I wonder where that came from, AEW doing Grand Slam Mexico. Next thing you know, Hunter's like, oh, we're gonna do a pay-per-view in Mexico. Tony Khan can have a fucking pay-per-view in Antarctica. Next thing you know, Hunter's like, we're going to the North Pole! Who wants to go to the North Pole and see wrestling? I'm just hypothetically saying that, but let's have a show in Africa, like South Africa. Would you like to have a pay-per-view in South Africa? They love you there. I don't know, maybe. We're global, I'd like to go everywhere. Hey, you have Mexico? Where else you want to go? Let's have a pay-per-view in Hawaii. or Samoa, or the land of Samoa, the great land that it is. How about having a pay-per-view in Japan? I mean, we did with NXT. What was that pay-per-view called? What was that pay-per-view? It was Finn. I know what it was. Finn Balor against Kevin Steen for the NXT title in a ladder match. Finn Balor won a title. That was a Beast of the East. Not the Beast. No, Brock Lesnar and everything like that. But how about on WrestleMania in Japan? Nah, I don't know if that'll work because that'll kind of conflict with Wrestle Kingdom. And I think Mr. Obari's son might have a problem with that. Oh, Mr. Nevik! Mr. Nevik, son! No pay-per-view for you in Japan! We have our own WrestleMania, that's the kingdom! And then Hunter's like, but Mr. Obari's son, I'll get you anything you want, we have sushi, No, I'm kidding. You never know with the world of professional wrestling. WWE could have a WrestleMania in Japan. That'd be really... I don't know about WrestleMania in Japan. 3 a.m. we're getting up to watch WrestleMania in Japan. Like it's Wrestle Kingdom all over again. You think anybody's gonna get up and watch WrestleMania at 3 a.m.? And I'm talking about the United States. I'm not talking about, overseas and shit. I mean, it could happen. I don't see it happening, but I'm not WrestleMania-wise, no. Other pay-per-view-wise, or like NXT, maybe. We could see another NXT pay-per-view in Japan. I'd love to see that. Another Beast from the East pay-per-view. 6 a.m. I mean, we got that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with all that. But, WWE's so global, they're going to have a pay-per-view in India next. Who knows? Next thing you know, WWE in Singapore! Clash in Singapore! I mean, talking about Italy maybe having a pay-per-view. I love that. I'd love to have a pay-per-view or a WrestleMania in Italy. That'd be great. You have some Kalama, Tony D, NXT pay-per-view in Italy would be great. Headlined by Tony D. He doesn't even have to be on a card. You just have him host the fucking show. You get his guys in Italy from the restaurant, come out with some pasta, chicken parmesan, you get some pizza, you get your pasta, you get your you get your calamari, get whatever you want. And then Tony D just comes out and is like, hey! Fata vazoo for you! You don't like our pay-per-view, you're gonna get whacked! And then you have, the Italian Mafia come out, with guns and shit. You have guys dressed up like the Sopranos. Fucking epic, but I'm just talking crazy. Alright, let me get to this epic Smackdown. Let me not completely go off the rails here. Going off the rails on the crazy train! Okay. Gotta give Ozzy his props. The man who's gonna be finally retiring, or so we think, coming up in a couple months. It's gonna be a sad day when his final concert of all time. Then again, who knows with Ozzy, Shut it, I'll never retire! Oh, Ozzy, eat your carrot cake, shut up. Shut it! Okay. Moving on with that. Alright. So we start off Smackdown with the longest fuck recap, like we got on Raw with WrestleMania. And then, surprisingly, we start with the undisputed champion of Smackdown. You love him, you hate him, you can't get enough of him, we can see him still, and that's John Cena! Alright, so Cena comes out And once again, he goes up to Mark Nash, the ring announcer, who fucks up his intro once again. Get it right next time, or I'm gonna have to do your job. Hunter? You know, you need a ring announcer. You need some commentary. Just saying. I'm not doing it for free. Just saying. Just saying. I'll do the ring intros. You know, just keep me away. You know, I'm gonna have to keep myself away from Io and Kyrie and Asuka. You know, they see me. They might have to. I might have to go. Like, I might have to bring an extra pair of shorts to the ring, if you know what I mean. But I digress. Alright, so Cena comes out, but before we can even say anything, we have Randy Orton, and it's not this voice! Randy, your quads are thick, man. Have you been working out? Alright, so Randy and his quads come out, and his epic theme song. I hear voices in my head, they talk to me. They talk to me! Okay. I can't scream like that, I'm sorry. Anyway, so Randy talks about how we are coming up on 25 years to the day of yesterday since they first shook hands and they first got into WWE on the main roster. 2000, anyone? Right around the start of the Ruthless Aggression era. And in all that time, John, you haven't changed one bit because, you know, you were all about hustle, loyalty, and respect. But now, you're not that guy I knew 25 some odd years ago. And it's clear, John, you have a void that needs to be filled. There have been all kinds of generations of children looking up to you, and that has to mean something to you. You hold the record for most Make-A-Wish wishes granted to all the kiddies out there. But Randy's like, I'm not accepting that they were just numbers, and I kind of figure out, and he's like, John, I think I figured it out what you need to fill that void, and it's to have some actual children. What a concept! And he's like, John, imagine a bunch of square-jawed, big forearm like John Cena's running around. That'd be creepy. He's like, come on, John, I'll make you a better man and make you actually grow up for a change. So Cena got all mad about that, accuses Randy of being a bad parent shaming him, and says, I don't need to have kids because I spent the last 25 years raising everybody else's kids, including your kids. And he goes, and he starts talking to like a 6-year-old kid. He's like, hey kid, your dad sucks. And then the 6-year-old kid goes, fuck it, John. And then John's like, oh great, a 6-year-old kid just gave me the finger. Real classy. Just he ran in the background like, So anyway, he's like, you want to know the reason why I don't have any kids, Randy? It's because you say we're not done yet. He said, no. See, he said, that's why I don't have any kids, because I gotta raise kids like that. Randy had a perfect line I would have gave him. He had a perfect line. He says, oh, no wonder Nikki Bella you didn't even want kids with Nikki Bella. No wonder Nikki Bella left you. And then I'm like, Randy, no wonder. Not Randy, sorry. I was like, John, no wonder you never wanted kids with Nikki Bella. Look how you act. And I bet your wife don't want kids either. She's gonna leave you too. I don't know how she agreed to not have kids with you. Is your dick working or not? Randy had if I was Randy Orton, I would have went way below the belt there. I'll be savage enough. Not Randy Savage, of course. Oh yeah, Randy Savage, oh yeah. Yeah. Wait, sorry, Randy. I'm surprised Randy never had kids with Miss Elizabeth. What's up with that, Randy? I don't know, I didn't want any madness running around my house. Oh, yeah. I mean, Liz is a great-looking woman. Hi, Liz. Hi, Mr. Joseph. How you doing? Very nice. Thank you. I mean, Randy, couldn't, like, slip the Mickey to Liz? Hey, you leave her alone! Ooh, yeah! Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Why didn't you have kids, Mr. Joseph? Hey, calm down. I mean, you just have a point. Hey, if I don't want to have kids, it's fine, okay? Leave me alone. If I don't want to have kids with the missus, if I feel like having kids with some other hot chick, that's fine with me. Will I ever have kids? Maybe not. I don't care. I mean, it's great to have kids and all, but if you don't want to have kids, I mean, why do people have to say, oh, you don't have kids, you're 47, 48 years old, you don't have kids? Well, why? It's people's prerogative if they don't want to have kids or not. That's fine. If John Cena doesn't want to have kids, yeah, that's his prerogative. I'm saying, storyline-wise, Randy should have went below the belt. It's like, hey, no wonder Nikki Bella left you. She wanted kids. It's like, hey, maybe I'll call Nikki up, Or maybe I'll call your wife. Hello, Wendy. No, he won't say that. But, I was like, says, no, it's like, I wonder why your wife is still with you, John. So maybe I should give her a call. I'd have great kids with your wife. I mean, perfect line right there. Palm of your hand, Randy. You blew it. But anyway, we move on with that. So Randy says we're not done yet. He says, John, you're gone Hollywood, but the reality is, you're nothing without the fans. And he's like, I've done a lot of things in WWE, and I'm just a piece of furniture. I'm not a piece of, he's like, I've done a lot of things in WWE, just a piece of furniture, but I'm here to stay, but you're just a guest in my house. So Cena says, I used to think that same way, but now I try to do something else, and the fans go for someone else. Cody. He continues on about the dysfunctional relationship and pure manipulation from the fans. So then Randy goes, stupid. Kofi? No. He says, calls John stupid for thinking he could come out here and make an impact on Cena in this bizarre world where Orton is good, you're bad. And he's like, wrestling has meant everything to me. He talks about his family for generations, or at WrestleManias. Where's your family been? And it'll provide for my family until I'm put in the ground. So John is like, I don't care anymore. I don't need to hear this anymore. And he says the count between them is 17 and 14, meaning 17 world titles, 14 for Randy. And then so John is like, when I leave, that counter will freeze because you can win a title, but that puts your count at 1. And he's like, I want to erase the 3 generations of my family, which is enough for Randy to issue the challenge for the Undisputed title right here, right now. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it! One more time! It's live TV, let's do it, right, Paul Stanley? Let's do it. So Cena's like, no. But I'm willing to give you a match in your hometown of St. Louis, Missouri at Backlash. So that actually, they have the picture up online. It's Cena versus Orton one final time. Because it is one final time. This is a rematch. Let me just get my notes back in order. Okay. So, Cena says, that's your hometown, so you can spend the day with your family. And I want you at your very, very best. And that means when you fail, you have no excuses when you lose to me. And then John says, this is as close to the title as you're going to get. And then the old beatdown starts going on. He throws the belt at Randy, starts beating him down. And then he grabs the belt, looking for the belt shot. It's all loaded up. Randy ducks and then hits a Gilmore Cutter! Bang! Lays him out. 3 straight shows. Are you kidding me? 3 straight shows? Last week's Raw and Smackdown, Cody lays him out with the Crossroads. And then now and then this week, 4 straight shows, I should say. Last week's shows and this week's shows, Cena's basically laid out in the same fucking position in the ring. What does that tell you as a champion he is? Your champion, he comes out, does a great promo, then he gets laid out by the guy that he's trying to fight for the belt, or he's trying to defend the belt from. How does that work? It's making Cena look like a weak champ to me. That's my opinion. But anyway, so Randy hits the RKO, leaves Cena laying, and that's going to be the build-up for the next 2 weeks on Raw and SmackDown. But 2 weeks from tonight, we got Randy versus Cena for the Undisputed title one final time. I think Cena's going to retain. I hate saying it. I like Randy, but, Randy's one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE basically from 2000 on. Not the greatest, because everyone all know, the greatest wrestler, the GOAT of the modern era is The Undertaker, with Roman as a close second. And then Randy and Hunter, and, Hunter is a little bit, he gets there, but he's mostly in the Attitude Era, with Hunter and Shawn Michaels, and The Rock. That's probably the top 3 guys, and Taker, too, of the Attitude Era. But the modern era, you gotta put Taker at number 1. That's my opinion. But I digress. So we'll see what happens to that. But I think either Randy gets screwed by Travis Scott or possibly The Rock. Who knows? And then maybe Cena loses to the guy that wins Money in the Bank, whoever that might be. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it has to be a guy from SmackDown because Poppy was on Raw when he won the Money in the Bank. He was a Raw guy. So, WWE lore, usually the guy that wins on Raw next year's Money in the Bank, the winner is from SmackDown. But then again, who knows? This year might be from Raw again. But I think it's going to be a SmackDown person, so it could be Drew. I doubt. Well, Drew won it, right? Didn't Drew win it once? I think he did win Money in the Bank once. I have to look that up. But if he didn't, he should be in line to at least win it and cash in on Cena. That'd be nice. But he's got so many superstars on SmackDown. You got Aleister Black could possibly get in the Money in the Bank match. You can put Punk in there. I don't really want him to win another Money in the Bank again. I don't think maybe you put Cody, but who wants to see Cody Cena again? Just so Cody can win the belt back and then lose it at 42 to Roman. Maybe. Or maybe put Roman in the Money in the Bank and let him win it. That'd be nice. Not that Roman should be in the Money in the Bank, but... Hey, hell, Brock Lesnar was in the Money in the Bank, and he won Money in the Bank. So, I mean, you put Roman there, it's an automatic win, pretty much. I mean, we'll see. But anyway, 3.5 out of 5 stars for Cena and Randy. And like I said, we got that match official for Backlash. And we move on. Alright, then we get a video for Fraxium, the NXT Tag Team Champions. Making their little headway in WWE on the main roster. So they are actually officially on Smackdown. I forgot they lost the tag team belts at Stunned and Delivered to Hank and Spank. Completely forgot about that. So they're now officially on Smackdown. So I think that really bumps up that tag team division on Smackdown because you got Motor City Machine Guns, you got Los Lobos, or the Mexican Wolves, sorry, Legado. You got Legado. You got DIY. Okay, so you got the machine guns. You got the Mexican Wolves. You got DIY. You got the Yes Boys. You got Fraxium now. You got the Profits. You got about 6 tag teams. So that's a pretty good division. On Raw, not so much. Because all you got is the New Day and War Machine, the Creeds, and you got the remnants of the LWO, Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. You think they're going to win anything anytime soon? Or you can put Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee together. You could put together Pentagon and Rey Fenix. I don't know if Rey Fenix is actually on... No, Rey Fenix is on SmackDown, so he has to get drafted to Raw. Which could happen in the draft whenever that happens this year. If it does happen this year. So I could see Pentagon, the Lucha Brothers winning the Raw Tag Team belts from maybe the New Day. But we'll see what happens when we get there. But anyway. So we'll see what they do on the SmackDown roster. And their first match on the roster is a tag team match with Legado. It's Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo with Santos at ringside. Very good match. Almost 8.5 minutes. But Fraxium gets the win. As Axiom hits a super Spanish fly. Which sets up Ben Frazier's 450 splash. Where he was Phoenix Splash, but we'll go with that. 1, 2, 3, they get their first win as a tag team on SmackDown by beating pretty much the sucky team of SmackDown, and that's Los Lobos, and they get that. Alright, so good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars for that. Moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, then it's Tiffy time! Daddy! Yes. How you doing, Daddy? I'm doing fine, Sunshine. How are you doing? I'm doing good, Daddy. You look great. Thank you. I got this dress on your credit card. Yeah, I know. No wonder my credit card almost maxed out. I'm sorry, Daddy. I didn't look nice for myself. Anyway, so it's Tiffy time. Still our reigning defending SmackDown Women's Champion after a shocking victory over Charlotte Flair at Mania. We haven't seen Charlotte yet. I don't know what's happening with Charlotte, when she's going to be back on SmackDown. But she wasn't on Raw, she wasn't on SmackDown this week. Maybe next week, we got that. Alright, so Tiffy says, there were moments when I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I kept hearing that I would be the next Charlotte Flair. Possibly. But the reality is, there will only be one Tiffy time, Tiffany Stratton. And then, out of nowhere, Jade Cargill. Uh-oh. I'm like, Jade? What are you doing here? I guess you're done with Naomi? Or so we think. So anyway, Jade comes out, cuts one horrible promo. Anyway, she says that while Tiffy's win was impressive, it just put a bigger target on her back, pretty much. And it's her time to show why she's here, because it's time to be a champion. well, you were women's champion with Bianca, technically, and then Naomi. But world champion, not yet. So Tiffany's like, want to go right now? Let's go! So AJ Pereira, or Daphne, her name, I think his real name is Daphne. Not that Daphne, my sweetheart Daphne. Shannon! Go on, girl, how you doing? Miss you. Coming up on 4 or 5 years with Daphne passing away. Miss her every day. We move on. Alright, so the referee comes out. And we got an impromptu Smackdown women's title match. How about that? Alright, so I gave the segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. We get to the match, which lasted over 10 minutes. Decent for what it was. There was a lot of botching. Mostly from, Tiffy did botch the prettiest moonsault ever. Tiffy. And Jade, botched like a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. It happens. I was thinking, like, Naomi's gonna come out and screw this up. And what happens? Naomi comes out. She slides in the ring and does the weakest fucking punches ever. Like, she comes in and it straddles Jade and goes, bap, 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 bap. I'm like, what, you playing the drums? Very bad, too. I'm like, shit, these are weak as fuck punches. I mean, somebody call AEW, saying, like, say. What was that segment? Wasn't it, was Dustin Rhodes trying to punch one of the members of the Dark Order, and he was, like, fake punching him? Anyway, so Naomi jumps Jade, calls a disqualification, so we get that. Jade wins by DQ. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't win the title, because Tiffy still has the belt. So we get that. Match was decent, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, Naomi is still beating down Jade until Tiffy chases her off and starts yelling at Naomi. But then there's somebody behind you, Tiffy. It's a big, fat person. It's Nia. Woo! Jax. So Nia, woo! Jax returns from her injury. And we're getting another feud between Nia and Tiffy Tiff. So another women's title match, probably a backlash. Why are we wanting this back? Why? So we can have a rematch at Backlash with Naomi and Jade? Why? You know Tiffy's gonna beat Nia. There is no reason for Nia to win the belt back. Tiffy already beat her for the title and then beat her again in the rematch. So she's getting another fucking rematch, right? You get a rematch, you get a rematch. Versus Oprah Winfrey now. You get a car, you get a car, we all get cars! Hey, I want a title match too! Can I get one with Io? I'm kidding. I get that every night with Io in bed. She wins all the time though. Damn. Damn it, Io! I mean, Io jumps on my dick. I mean, forget it. I tap out immediately. I can't. I can't. Even when the missus jumps on me, I have to tap out immediately. Well, not immediately, but I have to get ready for round 2. Shit. Or 3, 4, 5! Who knows? But, yeah. See, I get more pussy than you. That's real, actual women. Because I don't do that shit with animals. If you think that, you need help. Thanks for slandering my name. Sorry. Alright, so we get that. So, looks like we got Nia versus Tiffy Tiff. And then another round with Jade and Naomi. Because those feuds need to get finished, right? I think Backlash is gonna suck besides Randy and Cena. We're definitely getting Punk and Roman teaming up. You never thought that would ever happen. Teaming up, they're gonna team up against Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. I hope Roman and Punk win that, but I'm gonna have to see what happens Monday night. I think we're gonna see Roman and Punk on Raw this Monday night. You know, maybe Punk comes out and then Roman comes out. It's like, you will acknowledge me. Oh, God forbid if Punk says, hey, Roman, I need a favor. You think Roman's gonna give him a favor now? Yeah, Roman did give Punk a favor. It's like, here's my wise man. See what he did to you? I don't owe you shit. Or as he said in the WWE 2K25 commercial, Punk don't mean shit to me when I'm around. Or something like that. Roman don't need Punk. He don't need anybody. Roman could beat Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins by himself. You don't need Punk. Punk is like Marty Jannetty, you know? Jannetty tried to jump out the window to escape. He didn't need Jannetty. Are you blind? You know how Shawn Michaels never needed Jannetty. So that's what Punk is to Roman. Punk is Jannetty. Roman don't need him. He never needed Cody. Who won that match at Bad Blood? Oh yeah, that's Roman, because fucking Cody did fuck all. Watch the match. Watch the fucking match. Roman did everything. What did Cody do? Oh, he hit like one Cody cutter. Big fucking whoop. Did he get the pin? No. Roman did all the work. So that's what Roman is. Roman's God. You don't need anybody. Does he really need the Usos at the time of the Bloodline? Technically. Did he need Solo? Technically. Did he need Sami Zayn? Not really. Sammy Uso was the honorary Us. And he just made us all feel rather Usy. How are you feeling today, by the way? Are you feeling Usy today? I hope so. If you're not feeling Usy, you need to get some fucking pussy or something, man. Shit. I'm feeling pretty damn Usy myself today. Can you tell? I'm wired today. Holy shit. I gotta stop. Anyway. Alright, so we move on. Speaking of Solo, me bookie, Solo comes out with the new United States Champion, Jacob Fatu. Alright. Jacob in his Las Vegas Raiders gear. Jacob, I thought the entire Bloodline were Niner fans. What's up with that? What's up with that? No, Roman's a Niner fan. And no, I do not like Roman because he's a Niner fan. No. I was a Niner fan before Roman. I found out Roman was a Niner fan. I've been a Niner fan since 2012, thanks to my brother from another mother, you great man up there, you. How you think? But you hate the draft too, right, bro? Yeah, I do too. Defense. How much more defense do we need, bro? Yeah, I know defense wins championships, but come on! We have no offensive line, bro! I talk to my bro every day. Like I talk to God. What do you mean I don't believe in God? Talk to him every day. Okay, Dave, thank you. Hello, me! Meet the real me, and my richest way of life. Dave? This is why cousins don't fuck. Shut up, Dave! David! I mean, they just come out the woodwork. I mean, who's next? Hey! Mike! Not now, Mike. What? I just wanted to say hello. I'm sorry. That's okay, Mike. I mean, you sound wired today, Mr. Joseph. What's wrong with you? I was just having a good day. God damn it, I'm having an awesome day! Well, that's good, because I'm awesome, too! Well, I know that, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I heard that, you know, some people saying you disrespect the dead when you do, like, impressions of me and, New Jack and, you know, Randy and all the people up here. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like it either. I think I do great impressions. And I got lots of views on it. Yeah, I saw that video. You got, like, what, how many views you got? I lost count. I think it was, like, 500 at the time. In an hour. Yeah, because you're awesome, Mr. Joseph. I know. I know. Yeah, I don't understand why these people don't like your impressions. You think they're disrespecting the dead. You're not doing anything like that. I know. Just think they're off. They just think I'm off my rocker. No, just... No, why they're jealous? Yeah. Pretty much there, Mike. Thank you. Anyway, you want to say goodbye? Bye! Okay. See, I don't disrespect the dead. I'm doing epic impressions. You think it's cringe? You try it. I dare you to try it. Mike even dares you to try it. Even Jerome does, too. I'd like you to try it, motherfucker. Put the slut up your ass. Whoa! Jerome, that's a little bit too far. Now go back to the bar and sniff your cocaine. Motherfucker. Sorry. But anyway, let's get back to SmackDown. I'm about to lose my voice. Alright. So Solo introduces Jacob, says he is the only one who wants him. And the thing is, Jacob wouldn't be here without Solo because he brought Jacob here. Technically, yes. And he wouldn't be the champion without. And then Jacob's like, excuse me? Give me the mic. Give me the fucking mic. So Jacob takes the mic, says, I was going to bring the title back to the family with or without you, Solo. And that's what I did. This title makes him America's Most Wanted. Nice. And a menace to society. Another great movie. But you better get in where you fit in. Whatever that means. And then the former champ, Eli Drake. That's not an insult. That's a fact of life. He comes out, says, hey, Jacob, I dropped you on your head. And you barely got to the rope. And it could happen to you. It could happen to anyone on any given night. But I want my title shot. And I want my title back. So they're about to fight. And then Drew McIntyre, for all people. He comes out and says, it's hard to be me. Tall, dark, handsome, with big guns. Babucho. Anyway. He says, I went through a fight, probably one of the most violent matches at WrestleMania, that Sin City Street fight with Poppy Priest. And I just want to say it was a pleasure to embarrass you, Damien. And he says the next plan was to challenge John Cena, but Randy got in the way. He cut the line again. Yeah, pretty much. And then he says it's always Nepo Wrestling Entertainment. Oh my gosh. I clipped that. I have it saved to my computer. It's just amazing how he said that. Nepo Wrestling Entertainment. Owned by Vince McMahon. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, and speaking of that, hey Bloodline, how's it going? And then they're like, hey Drew. So Drew wants to fight the baddest man around here. The baddest man in the yard. Well, Undertaker's not there anymore. He wants to fight Jacob, but Eli says, well, let me know when your mush mouth is done. Oh boy. So Drew calls Eli's latest title reign a joke, and then Eli's like, well, it lasted longer than yours. Even though I can't remember your last title reign. Ooh. Yeah, got some fighting words. So the challenge is on, and then Nicholas Aldis says, hey, not so fast. We're going to do a #1 contenders match between you, Drew, and you, Eli Drake, and the winner gets Jacob Fatu next. Most likely either on SmackDown before Backlash or at Backlash. So, I'm hoping Drew gets it, but does he? We'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, so I give that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the Women's United States title match we have Zelina Vega ese. Ooh, she's looking hot. Takes on our president of the United States of the women's division, Chelsea Green, who comes out with a secret Hervis. That's the Sergeant at Arms Alba Fire and the Secretary of her state. That's Piper Niven. 7-minute match. Albert and Piper get kicked out by the referee. Same fucking referee from last week, mind you. I think it was the Japanese ref. No, not Red Shoes. The legendary Red Shoes, by the way. Still around. That guy's a legend. That guy is a fucking legend, Red Shoes. And I met the guy, too. And his son. You know his son. I think you do. Some of you do. Look it up. But Red Shoes is great. Marty's even good. White Shoes. but Red Shoes, who's before him? Shit. Not Marty. Can't think of his name. But he's the legendary too, and a referee in Japan. Forgot his name. But he's the legend. I met that guy. I met Red Shoes and his son. This is an amazing guy. Red Shoes doesn't speak English, obviously, but great man. I had to talk to the translator, just like, hey, you're a... Oh, Mr. Red Shoes-san! You're a great man, son! Would you like to go out for sushi? No. I didn't say that. Anyway. I don't eat sushi. I talk about it, but I don't eat it. I eat the other sushi, if you know what I mean. Ha ha! Moving on. Alright, so, Alright, so they get kicked out, and Zelina uses that to her advantage, goes for 619, and gets broken up because Alba Fire and Piper got involved. Referee kicks them both out, and then while they're arguing, Chelsea Green's arguing with the referee. Zelina grabs a Super Code Red 1, 2, 3 with finally new Women's United States Champion. Finally, Zelina Vega gets the title she should have had 3 months ago. Or whatever the Women's United States title tournament was. It was like a couple months ago. She should have been the first champion, not the second. I'm just saying. We had to wait a couple months. We had to do hashtag push Zelina Vega for like 3-4 months. Finally, Hunter listened to us. Thank you, Hunter. So finally, Zelina Vega is the new women's the Women's United States Champion. Decent match, 2.5 out of 5 stars. I hope she doesn't lose it back to Chelsea or loses it to Piper or Alba Fire. I hope she has a long reign with it. But knowing WWE and how they fuck people over, I don't see Zelina maybe holding the belt at least a month or two. I have an itch in my leg, so I apologize when I go like this. And yes, I still have a cold. But we move on with that. Let me just check something. Okay. Alright, so we got that day, that's it. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars. Congrats to Zelina Vega. I know her hubby, Tommy N, Aleister Black, very happy. And he's up next, my friends. But before we get to Mr. Tommy N, we gotta look back at Carmelo Hayes. Him. Winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal last week, throwing out Lee Phoenix. So we get that. So we go to the back. Miz is all proud. He's in a white suit. I think Carmelo was in some white gear too. But anyway, they're in the back. Miz is all proud of Melo winning last week, and that's why he sacrificed himself last week. But now I have a gift for you, and it's a rather large Andre the Giant head necklace, which looked nothing like Andre the Giant. It looked like Roscoe from the Boondocks. I'm serious. You look at that shit. Wonder where you got that from. What jewelry you got that made from? Holy shit. does not look like Andre at all. He thought, hey, oh, because Andre had hair. I mean, yeah, back in the early 80s, Andre had like a big old fat fucking afro. Not so much when he fought Hogan at WrestleMania 3, he cut that shit off. And then when he died, he barely had, well, yeah, he still had hair, but that fucking necklace looked hideous. Looked like I said, looked like Roscoe from the Boondocks. If you never watched the Boondocks, look it up. But anyway, he gives it to him, and Middle's like so inspired that he wants to show everyone something in the ring, but Miz is like, hold on, well, I'm not going to do that right now. I got something I got to get off my chest. Whatever that is. Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, so he goes to the... So I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. So Miz goes to the ring in his white suit. He says, I've been a featured part of every WrestleMania since 2007. So about 17 years at WrestleMania. But this year, I was nowhere on the card, nowhere to be seen. I main evented WrestleMania 26. And, well, not 26, 28. Against Cena. Thanks to The Rock winning. Helping him win. And he's like, I defended the title against John Cena. I beat John Cena, which, Cody, you couldn't do. Ouch. So I get that. And then he's like, when Rey Mysterio was injured, I didn't get his spot, dog spot, neighbor spot, but, spot. But rather someone who has been here 2 weeks, like Rey Fenix, gets the spot when Kevin Owens got hurt, and Internet Meme got his spot instead. I don't know what meme that was. I don't remember. I thought it was Logan Paul, but anyway. He's like, I'm sick and tired of people showing up, getting my spot, and then the lights go out, and then we hear Aleister Black's epic remix theme song, complete with his riser. Fans are like, welcome back, though you barely heard it. Goes to the ring. He's just like stares at Miz. He still has that messed up eye. Still hasn't got his eye fixed since, who messed up his eye? Was that Seth Rollins? I think it was Seth Rollins. I forget. Anyway, long time ago. So Miz is like, you son of a... And then he gets Black Mass right in the fucking head. Goes down like a deck of cards. And then Aleister Black just like sits down Indian style. He's like... And then next week he has his Smackdown re-debut match against The Miz. You know that's gonna last at least 2-3 minutes. Sucks to be you, Miz, huh? Maybe you should call out and just say, I hurt my dick. Maurice, broke my dick or something like that. I don't know. Call out. You're gonna get knocked out again, Miz. I digress. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so I gave Aleister Black's return 2.5 out of 5 stars. Look at that. Alright, then we go to the back where we have Nia. Woo! Jack, she doesn't care about Naomi's quest for revenge. And basically tells Naomi to stay out of her business with Tiffy Tiff. And then Naomi's like, you better proceed with caution. I like how she says that like you was like in Smackdown Just Bring It. Not Just Bring It. Smackdown. Yes. Smackdown 2. Caution. When you have the loading screen, it goes, caution. Don't take out the memory card. Oops. There goes all my creative wrestlers. I was a god in that game. I made my character never lost the title. I had the world title, I had the intercontinental title, I even had the tag team titles. With my character, Peter Gilmore, and my tag team partner, Max Masterson. World tag team champions. I was the SmackDown champion. Hey, even won the hardcore belt too. I had like 5 belts at once. It was insane. I missed that game. I gotta break out my PlayStation 2 and play that game again. Get my belts on, you know. Gotta win more belts. Win the European title next. I haven't won that yet. You know the cheapest player in that game is The Undertaker. It's sad. I'm like, I almost lost to The Undertaker. I had to cheat to win a couple times. I'm sorry. I cheated to beat the GOAT of all GOATs in a video game. I mean, nowadays, I'm not great at 2K25, but, you know, I'll battle if I feel like playing 2K25. If I ever break it out, I've been playing too much, so many good games on PS5. I've been playing, Assassin's Creed Shadows, amazing game. The first Berserker Kazan, woo! That's a game you need to play. It's just insane. Black Myth Wukong, anyone? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So many great games for the PS5. And more to come. And I might get a Switch. I know the Switch is like $450. I know. And it's hard to get. And there's a lot of people getting scammed off of it if you buy it online. So don't get scammed when you buy it online. Buy it in the store. Trust me, you'll be better off. But there's a game I want to get for the Switch too. It's basically like Bloodborne, but it's not Bloodborne. I forgot that. I had the name. I wrote it. I had it. Somebody told me in Adam Cole's Twitch chat the other day the name of the fucking game. I think it's I forgot the name of the game. It feels like Devil May Cry meets Bloodborne. It's an amazing game. Go look up. I can't give you the name of it because I forgot it. But just go on Google, type in Nintendo Switch 2 games, and look up that trailer. I can't wait to that game. I think it's supposed to come out later this year, or I think it's supposed to be later this year. But, man, I just want the Switch for that. And the Nintendo, I think it's the GameCube with the 64 games are getting not remastered, but they have something for the Switch where you can play all the I think the Nintendo GameCube or the Nintendo 64 games. That's fucking epic. And I think we're getting a new Zelda, we're getting Hyrule Warriors 2, I believe. There's a lot of good games coming out, man. Oh, the last year was great with Black Myth Wukong should have won. Really, that and Final Fantasy Rebirth should have been games of the year. I don't know why they gave it to Astro Boy. Not that it was a bad game, but I'm saying Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was just like insane. The DLC in that game is just fucking epic. Black Myth Wukong, when that came out, I was like, holy shit. I mean, there's a game of the year right now. I'd probably put First Berserker Kazan right up there right now, as of right now. And maybe Assassin's Creed. But, I mean, there are a lot of games coming. It's April 26th. We got a long way to go and a lot of good games coming out. And going into next year, who knows if the PS6 might be coming out next year. You know, how much that's going to be. I hope when the PS6 comes out, you can play PS4, 5, and 6 games, and maybe PS3 games. I was hoping when the PS5 came out, you could play PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. You gotta, like, know a guy that can do that shit. You got a guy? I got a guy. You got a guy? But, alright, enough about video games. Alright, so Aleister Black is back. Knocked out The Miz. He gets to face him next week and probably knock him out again. That's that. 3 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, we go to back with Byron Saxton. He's with Bianca Belair. She's Bianca Belair. She plays with her hair. That's actually her hair. She's Bianca Belair. Well, she had a great performance against Io and Mommy Rhea Ripley, but she suffered broken fingers. Excuse me. At Mania, but she's proud of the match she had with Rhea and Io. She's fine with Io, with what Io did at Mania, pinning her after, basically she had the match won after hitting the KOD on Mommy, and then Io stuck in and hit the over the moonsault on both of them, pinned Bianca to retain her belt, and then we saw on Raw, where Mommy slid in, basically, you know, where she didn't belong. He's like, hey, you know, I still want a shot at Io. Whether that happens at Backlash or not remains to be seen. But she says, for now, I'm focused on healing, so I can get back here to SmackDown. So she's gonna be out for a little while. I was thinking there was a pregnancy angle coming around, because you know how people say they get injured. Especially the women's like, oh, I'm taking about 5 months off. Yeah, because I'm 3 months pregnant. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but maybe it's not the wrong time to get knocked up, Becky Lynch. Hey, but, you know, that's the price you pay for marrying and dating a wrestler. Get married, you want kids, you're gonna wait. You're wrestling for 5 straight years, you're married to one of the top guys in the business. It's like, hey, you know, I need some time off. I need some time off. Me and my husband have been talking about kids. We want to have kids. We want to, you know, I want Roman Reigns to knock me up or whatever. I'm just hypothetically saying that. But, you know, I want to have kids. I don't want to be wrestling for 10 years. I don't have kids yet, you know. But like I said, I mean, you want to, if you're a woman's wrestler and you want to have kids with another male wrestler, you know, I would say do it at the right time, and not when you're like big and hot and anything. You're like the hottest thing in WWE or NXT, and then next thing you know, like, hey, I'm sorry, the condom broke. Or, you know, my husband forgot to pull out that 2. Oops, I'm pregnant. I gotta take some time off, I'm pregnant. What the fuck? You're in a major storyline, what the fuck you doing? You just ruined our plans for Mania, you dumb... Not my fault. Oh, technically it is. You jumped on his dick, he forgot to pull out. What do you mean it's not your fault? I digress on that. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so Nia versus Tiffy Tip, possibly at Mania. Not Mania, sorry. Backlash. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we go to Eli Drake and Drew McIntyre. The winner gets Jacob Fatu, who was at ringside, I think with Solo. Why not stay there? Not a great match per se. Under 9.5 minutes. I think the referee got knocked out. They go outside. Eli sends Drew into the announcer's table and over it. Over and over. Actually, not over it. Over and over and over again. They get back in, and the referee was checking on Drew, and then Solo B-Boogie with the Samoan Spike on Eli. Drew saw it and is pissed, but he loads up for the Claymore, about to go 3, 2, 1, but then Bobby Priest comes out, pulls Drew out to the floor, causes disqualification. So Drew McIntyre gets the win. He will face Jacob, or so we thought, for the U.S. title. But, and there's a but, and it stinks. So the match was decent, 3 out of 5 stars. And then a big brawl happens with all 4 men. Poppy chokeslams Drew through the announcer's table, and it broke. And then Poppy and Eli start getting into an argument on the other side of the ring. And then out of nowhere, Jacob Fatu, he's a man, flippy dippity doo to the outside, and then he does this thing. Like, that was insane. The fans are going berserk for Jacob, like Jacob just turned face. Takes them both out. Then he throws him back in the ring, hits the triple jump moonsaults on both of them. So basically he left Eli and Poppy to dead. I mean, he beat the fuck out of them. And now it looks like we might get a fatal 4-way match with Jacob defending the belt against Poppy Priest, Papucho, Drew McIntyre, and the former champion Eli Drake. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think Drew and Poppy cancel each other out, so I think Jacob will retain, obviously, over Eli. But we'll see what happens there, and if it most likely will be announced probably this Monday on Raw and next week on Smackdown. Damn, we're still in round 6. God damn. NFL draft still going on. About another hour and a half left of it. Still at round 7, not even starting yet. So, I don't know, got some podcaster talk for the Broncos talking on his ass. I'm like, shut up and give me the pick. Not that I care about the Broncos pick, but I mean, shut up! I've been here all day! Better take a piss! Fucking douche. Douche! We had a 216th pick in the draft. These idiots that don't know names. And the Broncos get a punter? Okay? And then you got all these Bronco fans are like, oh, that's great pick. Who you? Who the fuck is that guy? I mean, who the fuck is that guy? He's not gonna play for us. Fuck him. Alright, we get that. Alright, then we're gonna recap of Braun Breaker becoming the newest Paul Heyman guy. And from what Seth's saying, we got the past, the present, and the future. So he's talking about like an Evolution 2.0 type group. I still call it the Dangerous Alliance. Is this me? Alright, we get that. Alright, so we got that. And who knows what's going to happen this Monday on Raw. Alright, then we see John Cena in the back. Looks like he's leaving the arena. But he stops short because our fool comes up to him. He's like, I see my childhood hero. He's like, hey, John, can I help you sometime? So Cena's like, fuck you, dude. So he leaves without saying anything. Good thing. And then Jimmy so he comes in. He comes in and says, hey, when did John Cena change? Well, have you been watching the show? Anyway, so our fool says there are 2 sides to every story, and I want to be just like my good buddy John Cena when I grew up. So he leaves, and Jimmy's like, but you are grown up. 50-something years old. That whole segment was like, what is this? What a waste of time. Filler. But as always, our fool, our nostalgia moment of the night. Go back to catering. That's that. Alright, then we go to our main event of SmackDown. TLC match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Profits taking on the Motor City Machine Guns, taking on DIY. Amazing match. Lots of flippy dippity doos. Lots of sick spots galore. I mean, they had to have 35 tables from Kmart or Home Depot used, all broke. Even the announcer's table was broke again. It was insane. They recreated the WrestleMania spot where Ciampa goes up the ladder. He had the titles won. All he had to do was just take the fucking thing off, but he's too stupid. And then the Machine Guns stop him. They pull the ladder out, and he's like flying all up 20 feet in the air. And then the Machine Guns grab chairs and start hitting him like a fucking piñata. Then they put the ladder back. They help Angelo Dawkins up the ladder, and Dawkins does the edge spot to Jeff Hardy, but this time through a table, so the table wasn't used when Jeff Hardy got speared by Edge. That was an amazing Mania, by the way. That match, I'm just saying, with the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. That was epic. The TLC match on SmackDown was great too. TLC 1, 2, and 3. Well, all three of them were great. But anyway, so they hit that, and then Montez does a flippy dippity do through a table. And then they're fighting on the floor. And then Montez grabs some guy's prosthetic leg and hits Johnny Gargano with it, and he throws it back to the guy. I marked out. I'm like, Zach Gallen's alive! Well, that's one way to get a leg up on the competition, if you see my short on my Peter Joseph channel. By the way, thank you for all the Cena views on my my How Dare You video. I got close to 6,000 views at one point, but that's always the YouTube algorithm fucks everything up. I went from 6,000, now I'm at 4,700 views. And it took some of my likes away. I don't know why YouTube does that shit. Oh, we want to make sure it's not fake views and fake likes. I mean, it's a real fucking view! I don't like it 4,700 times! There's no proof of that either, so... It's just YouTubing YouTube as usual. They just love to fuck people. There's so many fucking glitches, they can't fix it, and when they do fix it, it's back to the same fucking bullshit after a while. So Neil and his team of monkeys still can't fix his fucking website. Still have people getting doxxed and harassed, and it's just insane. I'm waiting for somebody to sue YouTube and win. It's not gonna be me, obviously, because I'm too rich for that shit. I'm not gonna just sue YouTube, who are just, petty bullshit. I'm just gonna start putting people in jail. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, anyway, so we got that. That spot was great. A-Ray crashed through the tables. Ugh. But we get near the end. And, I think it was Gargano's up top with Sabin. They're battling it out. And then Montez Ford comes out of nowhere, springboards in on the ladder. And then him and Gargano were going at it after Sabin got knocked off. And then Gargano wins that, puts Montez, and Montez starts going down, and goes in between the ladder like this, he's like this. Super kick to Montez inside the ladder, which was insane. And then he goes up the ladder, looks like he's about to win the titles for DIY. And then Sabin comes back in. I don't know how he got back up the ladder that quick. They fight again on top of the ladder. And then somehow Montez gets out of the predicament he was in inside the ladder. And he goes on the side of the ladder. And they're all on top of the ladder. It's insane. And then eventually Montez knocks down Saban and Gargano. And then pulls down the titles, even though he had a little trouble with it. But in the end, the Profits get the win, retain the Smackdown Tag Team titles in almost 23 minutes to an epic fucking match. 5 out of 5. If I could go higher, 10 out of 10. Match of the year for SmackDown. I'm saying it right now. I would say match of the year for WWE at this point right now. Amazing match to an epic SmackDown. SmackDown 8.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below, and we'll talk about it, and that's that. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, if you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. Until next time, peace.